Hey everyone, Pav Brian here, and you're watching another one of my videos about climbing hills. So thank you again to Natasha, who's going to be doing our demonstrations today, and she's one of my clients, and she was in the last video we did. As you can see, we've already started the first climb of the day, and this one's quite short, but it is fairly brutal. Places it gets up towards 20%, and at the top you are happily enough going straight into a main road. So I think Natasha's doing the right thing here. She's powering her way up it, really going for it. It's short enough to be able to do that. She's fresh enough to obviously be able to do that. She doesn't leave herself a lot at the top, but that's okay because we're going for performance here. We're not expecting her to be able to sort of continue racing at the top. So that's great from Natasha. So now we've moved on to another type of hill. Now this one it's a lot longer. There are steep sections, but the worst thing about this is it's actually really deceptive. There's a lot of sort of false flat areas in the corners that leave you believing that you're actually at the top when you're not, and that can be quite demoralising. So my main point about this is don't let the hill defeat you. Too many people see a hill, they get nervous, tense up, heart rate goes up straight away, and it just ruins it for them. That's the last thing you want, because you're going to get a psychological problem whereby every time you see a hill you get nervous. And I've seen a lot of really strong sort of time trial riders who just can't ride hills, and it baffles me. And it's got to be in the head really. Potentially there's an issue, it could be bikes, but I don't think so. I think it's in head. So Natasha's doing really well here. We're heading towards the top now. It's not easy to see from the video. It's been going quite a while. She's doing really well. It's all about where you're looking. You've got to keep your head and eyes up. Some people look down because they can't see the top of the hill. That's fine if it works for you, but I find looking up, it just gives you a bit of focus. Hand position is really important too. What you want is a sort of high grip. You don't want to be on your drop. Some people say that might help you out, particularly if you're into a headwind. I don't think that happens a lot on hills. It's not going to hurt you as much as not being able to breathe. So here we go. We've already done quite a few more climbs in between this, so there's a bit of fatigue setting in. Cadence is actually a little bit slower than it has been all day here, and that's another point I'd like to sort of raise, is that most people, and the common sort of theory at the moment is that spinning your legs a bit quicker is better than grinding, but that's current sort of thoughts, and it's going to depend really. If you're a grinder, it might help you to do that, but the sort of theory goes that if your higher cadence is a bit more efficient, it leaves you with a little less fatigued. So she's doing really well climbing up this hill. I think she's got quite good posture. Her torso's upright. As I said earlier, it's important to be able to breathe. Getting lower might help your heart rate out a little bit, but if you can't breathe, it's sort of counterproductive really. As you can see, it is a struggle. Her upper body's moving a lot more than it was earlier. It just forcing the power out. She's remaining seated. She's paced really well up this. This is quite a long climb. Certainly, I would suggest that you're only out of the saddle to stretch a little bit. And the issue with that is that, yeah, you could be out of the saddle, it's great if it works, but the point at which you sit back down, most people just lose so much momentum and power that actually it's counterproductive. So you've just got to pick your battles with that and try it out. I mean, some people can climb out of the saddle for 20 minutes and some people less. It's going to be core and leg strength that are going to be key factors in that. So one thing I wanted to highlight as well, it's about out of the saddle climbing, is that once you sort of get up off of the saddle, like Natasha is now, you're losing the weight on your back wheel. We're going to see a perfect example of that as Natasha rides out of the saddle over this upcoming drain. You'll see that it totally destroys her rhythm and just makes her struggle. So thanks everyone for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please remember to like, comment and share.